To stay for the meet and greet. We're gonna take a short break. We've got some candidates here that weren't part of our forum today that are available for the meet and greet. They will take some time to make a short introduction and be available for you as well as our commission candidates. Please enjoy the refreshments. I failed to note that Kevin Patrick, the candidate for District 1, was not able to be here today. He will be at the meet and greet at our next forum on October 3rd for county surveyor, kind of an important race in our county. There's also a forum online for our Congressional District 9 on September 28th. So please be sure to tune in for that next Saturday. Thank you.
Everybody, what a great turnout, and thank you to all the candidates that came for the forum. Thank you to the candidates who are here for the meet and greet. We have some voting information. There are some bookmarks on the table outside. Oh, that made a difference. Thank you for closing that door. We have some bookmarks on the table outside with important election dates, like remember to check your voter registration by October 10th or 7th, 7th. October 7th, and then early voting starts October 8th. I'm going to ask the candidates who are not on the forum, in no particular order except what's on my list, to come up here and give their name, and we have 2 minutes for an introduction. And here comes our timekeeper.
Oh, I have to be on duty again.
2 minutes this time.
Okay.
So yellow card when you're about 10 seconds out, and then a red card when your time is up. But of course, take the time to finish your sentence. Looks like everybody's here. So I am going to start with State Representative for District 62. We invited our Dave Hall and Thomas Horrocks, and we have Thomas Horrocks here. So Thomas, please come up and introduce yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you to the league for putting this together, and all of you on a beautiful Saturday morning for being here. My name is Thomas Horrocks. I'm running to be your state representative for Indiana House District 62, which includes a big portion of Monroe County, all of Brown County, and a little bit of northern Jackson County. For the past 10 years, I have been serving Hoosiers as a church pastor and a military chaplain, and I'm running for state representative now to take that work to the next level. In the course of that work, I have seen so many of our Hoosiers who are just struggling, and I think at a time when so many of us are struggling to make ends meet, we need a state legislator that is focused more on the needs of everyday hardworking Hoosiers and not distracted by fighting culture wars and protecting corporate interests. In my time going around knocking doors across the county and the district, I have come to realize that most Hoosiers have more in common than we have that divides us. We all believe that if you work hard for a living, you ought to be able to afford a life. We believe that our children deserve world-class public education that's going to prepare them to pursue their dreams. We believe that we should be free to pursue our own interests, to love who we love, to make decisions about our own bodies, and that we shouldn't have a government making all of those decisions for us. And the impact of these culture wars and these corporate interests means that everyday Hoosiers are being left behind. We're the 7th most expensive state in the country for healthcare. Our waterways are the most polluted in the country, and CNBC rated Indiana as the 2nd worst place to live and work, 2nd worst for quality of life. It doesn't have to be that way. I believe that everyday Hoosiers deserve better, and I think that starts by breaking the supermajority of the state house, and I'm running to make that happen. I'm Thomas Horrocks, state representative. Thank you for being here.
I forgot to say hold applause, so let's go ahead and just applaud. Next up, we invited our 3 candidates for United States Congressional representative for Congressional 9th District, Tim Peck, Aaron Houchin. Tim was not able to make it. Aaron Houchin, we did not hear from, and we do have Russ Brooksbank. So Russ, come on up.
I gotta use this because it tells me when to stop talking.
That's what her job is.
Trust me, it's in your best interest. My name's Russell Brooksbank, and I am the Libertarian Party candidate for U.S. House of Representatives. I want to thank the League of Women Voters for organizing this event, and for inviting me here today. I also each and every one of you who has taken the time out of your lives to come out and meet the candidates. The quickest way to turn this country around is for we, the people, to educate ourselves and get involved. And forums like this one help voters and candidates learn from each other. And so give yourselves a pat on the back. Every candidate here has two things in common. We all have a why, and we all have a vision. And my why is simple. I'm running in order to leave my grandchildren government of the people, by the people, and for the people, instead of the government of the special interest, by the special interest, and for the special interest. I envision an America where all individuals are sovereign over their lives and no one is forced to sacrifice his or her values for the benefit of others. Where we are free to live our lives as we see fit, provided we don't violate the rights of someone else while we're doing it. And where the people come first. I believe we can have all of these things, and that is why I ask for your vote this November. Thank you for letting it in here.
Thank you, Russ.
Sherry, can I interrupt you? Can you guys move, the camera keeps picking up you.
Oh.
Sorry. Any little movement, sorry.
That's
Okay.
why we are recording this portion as well, so hopefully it will come out fine. Next up on my list, not in order, any other order, we would like to hear from our judge candidate, judge of the Brown County Circuit Court, 88th Judicial District, Mary Wertz. So Mary, please come on up.
Thank you all, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you today. I've been honored and privileged to be the judge of the Circuit Court for almost 6 years now. And when I was running for office 6 years ago, I promised you that I would listen, that I would treat people with fairness and respect, and I would make decisions that were based on the law and the facts. And I've worked very hard over the last 6 years to follow through with those promises. And I'm very proud of the work that myself and my team have done at the Brown Circuit Court. I believe we've increased efficiency and we've done a lot of things to improve our judicial system. One of my other goals was to find ways to keep the court in our historic courthouse in the center of our town. And I am happy to say that through some grant funding through the Office of Court Services and the cooperation and assistance of the commissioners and county funds, we've accomplished that. And last December, we completed the additions to the east side of the building, which provide a secure entrance for the public and also a Sally Port holding cell to ensure that inmates are brought into the jail safely and that we keep our pedestrian flows separate. That, along with the project that was completed in 2020 to update the courtroom and the jury room, have meant that we have actually accomplished that goal. And there is no need to build a new structure anywhere and spend millions and millions of dollars, because working together with the community and with the commissioners, we have been able to accomplish that goal. And that is one of the proudest things I can say about what I've done. I've continued the good work of the court. I have had a lot of interest from people wanting to see the inside of our courthouse, and I'm working with some citizens to put together an open house sometime early December. And please pay attention for those details. We're hopeful that we can have a community event where people can come and enjoy the work that's been done and find out more about our courthouse and our legal system. So thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Next up, Brown County Council at Large, We had 3 candidates, Patrick Nealander, Scott Rudd, and Judy Swift Powdrell. And we have one here to speak with us today. Scott Rudd, please come on up.
Thank you for having me, and appreciate the league putting this together. As I look out in the audience, the previous group and this one, this does not look like an apathetic crowd. And so I think it's a matter of talking about what people are very interested in and what they're passionate about, and actually giving them the ability to participate in a meaningful way, not just talking at them. So there are a few things I've got that I'm very passionate about. I think our community is as well. Those are historic preservation and tourism. As I looked out into the audience at the Playhouse recently for the tourism discussion, that was also not an apathetic crowd. 150 people showed up who are very passionate about that topic, and obviously for good reasons. Natural resources are very important to me. I've recently engaged in the last couple of years on the Indian Hill project to try to reopen that road that becomes a trail and access to those, that new state nature preserve. And luckily we were able to get an extension for another year, but we have more challenges ahead. I know a lot of folks, Farm Bureau and schools and others are very interested in that topic. And so look forward to working on that as well. Mental health is something that has always been on my agenda, and it's such a difficult problem to solve. Recently, a 10-year-old in my son's 5th grade class attempted suicide last week, apparently. And it was shocking to me. And so there is a lot of interest, I think, in our community to solve that problem, and more questions than answers on how we can do that. I plan to engage very heavily on that issue moving forward, both locally and in our state legislature next year, to try to find immediate and long-term sustainable resources so that we as locals can pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and tackle this problem as a community as on our own. The state and federal government are not going to parachute in here and solve our problems for us. It's on us, and I plan to do everything I can to help that. So appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. We have one more candidate with us today, somewhere. For Brown County School Board at Large is Janice Bobrink and Amy Huffman Oliver. Amy is here. There you are. Come on up, Amy.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here today. I have been on the Brown County School Board since 2020. I have learned a lot, as anybody who's ever, a lot of former office holders here know that once you're in office, there's a lot to learn. And so I have spent a lot of time really getting to know legislative issues in particular for our school board, because just as Scott was saying, so many of the solutions that we have are working with the legislature and trying to make sure that we are engaged with them and that we are talking about the things that matter to our schools. And funding is created by the state legislature. So we are constantly engaged, and we're getting ready to do that again to try to fight for our public schools. I am an attorney. I am a former teacher. Justin and I were 7th grade social studies teachers together for 5 years. And at Brown County Junior High School, my mother was a counselor and a teacher at Brown County High School, and both of my sons are graduates. So I am very heavily invested in what happens to our children here and what we're providing for them and making sure they have the very best education that they have. And I think everyone in our team is absolutely doing that. So I'm very proud to be a member of the school board of Brown County Schools and to continue that for the next 4 years. I actually want to congratulate Scott, because he did something this week that was really amazing. And he actually did what I would like to see other leaders in our community do. That everybody says we want to reach out to the schools, and Scott did that this week. He just said, I see a problem and I want to figure out a way to solve it. And he brought in all the stakeholders in a matter of a week in order to try to do something to solve that. So I really want to thank Scott for doing that. I think that's going to make a difference both in our community and in our school system. And I think that is the kind of leadership that I would love to see, and to see our communities work together. So I'm nonpartisan, and there are two, just so you know what the race is for school board, you probably haven't heard about it, because it is me and Janice Bobrink, and we are both unopposed for two different at-large seats. So I appreciate your vote, and I continue to work for all of you. Thank you.
Okay, just to double check, did I miss any candidates? Okay, then I want to thank everybody. We are going to stay. The building's open till 8, so. Well, I don't think everybody wants to stay that long, but we invite everybody to stay and meet with the candidates. We're gonna go ahead and stop the recording, and we will take a moment to get